What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Grind Lifestyle, the podcast. This one is going to be titled Jesse's Got a Case of Positis. And just kidding.
Wow, dude. Wow. We're going there. So let me go. I normally would edit that out, but it kind of goes to the way that I feel. You can't see it right now, but I have 2 bloody knees.
Oh,
Ripped all the skin off. And I was an athlete my entire life, right? So, I mean, getting dinged up and bang, that fucking shit don't scare me. There's another one. But I was checking the mail yesterday and walking back to my office, and I was talking to you, Nick. You were actually on the phone, and I didn't even tell you.
damn it.
I fucking tripped on an elevated chunk of sidewalk and went straight to my knees. Now, here's the kicker. In front of a group of like 20 teenagers.
Nice.
And they turn around, sir, are you okay?
They said,
You
sir.
just said, what? You fucking sirred me? And I get up, my knees are all bloody. Oh, let us go get you. And dude, just let me go back to my office and pretend like I'm still young.
And sulk.
Take you back to the old people's home.
Absolutely. So I'm wearing shorts today. I'm not going to stand up and show everybody, but I've got a couple busted up knees because apparently at the age of 43, I can no longer lift my legs the 6.5 inches required to step up on a fucking curb.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
happy today. So go ahead. I know you were joking, Nick, but I feel a little bit that way right now, buddy.
All right.
well, if it makes you feel any better, I've been in the music business for about 25 years, so I've been on my knees for about 25 years.
For different reasons.
But them suckers are calloused now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This episode is going to be a good one.
Damn, we went off the rails. So we're just going to leave that as our intro today. We got Kyle Carnohan from Superhuman Fathers. The guy is a fucking beast. You guys got to go check out his socials. The dude is, I don't want to say old, but he's older, and he skateboards and does all kinds of cool shit. He gets in the gym, busts it out. He motivates his family, motivates other dudes. Like, man, I have nothing but respect for this guy. So stoked to have him here. Let's just jump into it. So,
All right, boys. Grind lifestyle, dude. We were just talking about it. I'm like, give me one of those shirts, bro. Like, that's a crossover. We grind in life and we grind on curbs.
yeah, literally, Jesse, just share that with us.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Just a different kind of grinding on curbs. I think he means I'm bored, you asshole.
Hey, do we need to get Jesse in some on a SHF training plan so he can start doing box jumps again and shit?
Some thought it's horrible. So, Scott knows and Nick knows, but I, post my athletic days, I decided that being a fat fuck is what I wanted to do. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I got myself up to about 365.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm down to 245 right now.
Fucking
When I first met Jesse, he was like another person. It's insane. The progress he's had over the last, it's been like a year and a half, maybe 2.5 years. Yeah.
2.5 years since started the weight loss journey. I've been.
I know what that takes. I know what that takes, bro.
It's a lot, and so it's it sucks because I've also got a broken back and 2 shoulders that have been replaced. So finding the things and the avenues, coaching keeps me young. So I'm a high school head baseball coach here, so I get my steps in that way. Let me tell you, there were 22 high school baseball players absolutely laughing their asses off when I walked into practice with bloody knees yesterday.
Well, let's get into it, Kyle. I want to know your story.
All right,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
I often look at my life and I'm like, really? How the fuck did I get here, man? Like, I worked at a bank, went bankrupt, became a fireman, got my ass just beat and abused when I got into the firehouse. Like, I feel like I'm at the firehouse table right now. Like, these are my people. Like, I wasn't that guy. I was a soft, kind of white collar, people pleaser, happy guy. And I just got the fuck beaten out of me at the firehouse to the point where like I turned into like a rabid dog. I found my teeth, and that's what they were waiting for. They wanted to see my teeth. And once the teeth came out, I just became a monster. But the problem was that monster at the firehouse and would bring that home to the family. And that version of me, although my wife was like, okay, he's got some balls, but this ain't gonna work here, bro. So I had to like figure out how to like find this center ground, figure out my values, and then like know with discernment when to use what parts of me in life, create these boundaries and in this box and know when that fucking monster needs to come out. But most of the time be like kind and loving and easy and flow. So that was
It's almost like delegating which person you need to be for which part of your life.
that's it, bro. And it's your value system, and you can't learn your values unless you get in the fucking arena and you do shit. So yeah, you have to go fuck it up. Like you have to go mess up. You got to go trip in front of teenagers. Like you got to bloody up your knees. You got to humiliate yourself. You have to screw up. You have to be an idiot. You have to be dumb. You have to make mistakes. You have to lose money and just own it. And as you do that, you build your value system. Once your value system's set, man, you start to really become something. And so for me, I started to recenter and started to develop this value system of my life. And at the same time, I don't know what got into me, but I had this moment where I felt this inclination to start an Instagram account called Superhuman Fathers. Looking back, not because I was one, because I wanted to be one. And I wanted to figure out what that looked like. And that's what it turned into. What is this? And my first post was like, I'm an asshole. Like I'm trying to figure this out. Like I'm trying to figure out how to keep the energy in my home, how to be an example, how to take this leadership that I learned was really hard and put it in a place where it makes sense with my wife and my kids so that they feel like their dad loves them, but at the same time, there's pressure to move. And so guys started following me. I was training guys in the firehouse in fitness. I got really good at that, got massive transformations, like the craziest transformations in the firehouse. Working with my coach, Wes Watson, at the time, he's like, bro, you need a coach. He's like, you need to monetize this shit and do this, give this to the world. And, like anything when you start new, I'm like, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm a fireman. Like, I'm not a coach. And that dude just like any good coach, he put the mirror in my face and was like, you, bro, like, let me show you the vision of your future and what you're capable of. And so I bit and I put an invitation out on Instagram, and then I only had like 300 followers, and we had like 30 guys join right away, with which in 2 years we had 700.
Wow.
And then I hit the whole thing with a baseball bat mid-flight and rebuilt it, which is like where I'm sitting at right now. Like I'm literally 2 weeks out from peace after thinking my plane was going to crash.
Right, but isn't that what makes being your own man and controlling your own fate, your own dynasty, and building your own brand? Isn't that what it's about, though? The failures and the rebuilding. I mean, you weren't failing, but obviously you wanted to change something up. You wanted to change the direction.
I was winning massively. I was winning. Everything was working, but where it was headed was not where I wanted it to go. And so I was like, "Fuck this thing, smash it." And rebuild it. I wanted to be more involved. Like, I want to coach. I want to be hands-on with people. I want to build my skills to reach into a man's heart, go into the fucking darkness with this guy, sit in it with him, figure it out, and then come out to the light with him. Like, I love that shit. So, like, but if I have 700 guys, like, I'm way back here. I have too many, so I could set coaches up. But you know how hard it is to find how to duplicate yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of
You guys
fact.
know. You're in business.
We
bro.
all know. We all know. We've had this discussion.
Yeah. So you got these magic people you find, and they're very rare. And when you find them, it's like, I got to hold on to this guy. Like, but there's very few and far between. I got a couple of them now, but you can only like scale and expand if you want hands-on coaching to the point where you have enough of these guys that you can trust, that understand, have the skills, have the heart, have the give a shit. Every guy that I've hired as a coach has worked for free for me for a long time, and I just tortured them. to see like, do they love this for this, or are they doing this for a job? Because
Right.
I did this for free for 10 fucking years, for free, working a full-time job because I loved it. And I need that same guy. So rare.
It's rare to find somebody that you can just say, hey, I want you to do this at this time. And then you don't have to micromanage or babysit them.
Yeah. Yep. And they're creative and they make good decisions and and their heart's in the right place. And they're willing to sacrifice now for a payout later. And
I dig that, man. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. It's kind of,
you know,
how
it's
grind
kind of-
lifestyle is.
I was just going to say,
growing.
it's kind of the, you know, the grind lifestyle motto. We're all pouring in everything that we can, knowing that, you know, it will sustain itself and pay for itself in the long run.
Right.
Yeah, the grind lifestyle thing has ultimately really motivated me. I was always a real like fit guy. I was the Maryland State bench press champion growing up. Was going to play college football. Then I got the music bug, and that world of whatever it is will be. You got to learn your boundaries there big time. And, you know, the band had its ups and downs with Saving Abel and solo projects, side projects. Then my heart went out when I was like 38 years old. So I got a pacemaker, defib. And I'm the only person I know that had heart failure and then got out of shape. Like I was in great shape. My heart went out and I gained 60 pounds. And since joining the grind, this movement, I'm down 20. And it takes these guys motivating me. Like, I'm not going to be the one to be the fat fucker. I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to be beating them because that's what I do.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Bartlett and I, we go back and forth. We're working out at Planet Fitness, basically across the country from each other. Bartlett's out on tour right now. So with Planet Fitness, it's great because you've got locations everywhere. So, and we're kind of building a new tour around that with the hopes that things will work out with a sponsorship through Planet Fitness. And basically Bartlett will show up and get a workout in, do a meet and greet with the employees. And it's been a really cool thing. And we're going back and forth on Instagram of motivating each other, shit talking. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm down, I think about 20 pounds as well since we started doing this, and kind of changing up the workouts, like looking at functional fitness instead of like how heavy can we lift and being the biggest, baddest guy in the gym. It's like more of, I've got little kids at home, so I need to chase those little guys around. And like that's harder than an actual job, by the way. I'm chasing a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old around. It's like, oh my God. Like so just switching up my workouts, full body workouts and all kinds of stuff, getting Bartlett on that routine. And it's been pretty cool to see his progress too, of like just in the last probably 60 days, just the pictures I saw before and then the pictures now. It's like, damn, dude.
I'm just setting small goals now. Like I used to be that guy. I mean, I'm not kidding. I would do 12-day juice cleanses and lose 30 pounds before a tour. And then I gained 25 of them back on day 2 because it was all you can eat wing night or some shit. I mean, it's like, so this time it's more like my next goal, I find myself in a 2X and I never wanted to be a 2X shirt guy. Right. So I'm a 2X and I'm like, I will be a 1X by the time I start the tour with Paul McCoy. And that's a realistic goal. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's, you know, with age does come wisdom to a certain degree. And I've just been through the ringer like all of us have. But setting the goals, and I think, you know, the grind mentality is synonymous with your mantra, it sounds like. I mean, you just got to get up and do it and not make excuses and find people that are like-minded with that regard.
Yeah, like it's epic. You guys are building a tribe because that's a lot of guys are looking for that thing. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? And the answer's so simple. You're missing the tribe of brothers around you that call you out when you disappear, you don't show up. They're missing that feeling of, I'm going to show up for you, not just for me, but I actually have a purpose and a reason behind what I'm doing today. I'm going to get up and go to the gym. I'm going to eat right today because I want to show you who the fuck you are. So when you start feeling responsible for the group, there's something in a man that starts to rise up and completely shift their mindset in the moment of decision when the alarm goes off or when they're comfortable on the couch, it's time to go to the gym or whatever. Like they're thinking about the other men. That's the most powerful thing that I've found that motivates these guys. And
That's the military kind of approach, like the weakest link is going to be the one that's not doing the push-ups. The other 29 cats have to do push-ups because homeboy screwed up, and it's like, you never want to be that weakest link. So when you're a part of something bigger than you, yeah, I totally subscribe to that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got some idiots that'll come in and they'll be like, oh, I paid this much for a workout program and like some macros. Like this isn't worth it. And I'm like, hey, dumbass, how many comments have you made in the chat? How many Zoom calls have you showed up to? How many guys have you reached out to? Well, I didn't come here. I came here for me. I'm like, that's why you're fucked up. That's why you'll never move, motherfucker. Like, you're so fucking selfish and prideful. You can't reach out yourself. Everything that you want, you have to give first. Like, that's how this works. You want love and brotherhood. You want to be seen. You want to be built up. Do it to the other guy first. Make the move, and then it'll come right back to you. That's how this whole thing was built. It was built off mirroring back to each other. And then, like, you guys get to lead this shit, so you get the most benefit out of it because you carry it. So it's like now you're under such a massive responsibility to lead by example, and you're getting paid to get accountability, which is like the greatest thing ever. It's like you're creating a magnet for like-minded people to find you and come to you. And to me, it's like the greatest job in the world because you're going to be a catalyst for their transformation. And then they hold you accountable because there's no way in hell you're going to show up and not do the shit you're telling them to do. And in that, in leadership comes this imperfection because sometimes, guess what? We're going to miss sometimes. And then here's
a lot of times.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about like the leader of the group. So guess what the leader of the group has to do? Come in and go, shit, I missed yesterday. Wait, what?
So we talk a lot about leadership, coaching, varsity level, have a couple different athletes that are getting ready to commit. And so the conversations we have with them is you have to learn to lead yourself and you have to learn to overcome your own adversity because there's going to be an abundance of it. And if you can't overcome your own adversity and you can't lead yourself, then you're never going to lead anybody else that's around you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And in that, as a leader, you're going to be imperfect. And how do you lead imperfectly? Just be honest.
Yeah. Transparency is king, dude.
That's it, bro. Like, because guys get tied up when they're like leading movements, groups, or businesses or whatever. Like they have to be perfect, so they start hiding shit, which creates a lack of trust. Which then the whole group will fall apart because with that vibration, even if they're unaware of it, their trust is being melted down, and without trust, the tribe dies. So I can fuck up. I just tell my people, and I tell them my plan, how I felt, what I did about it, what my plan is moving forward. There's freedom in that as a leader because it can get the pressure's too much if you're trying to be perfect. It's just not going to work.
So what are some of the things you changed? You said you've kind of revamped. You're fixing something that wasn't broken.
Yeah.
Right? Which we all tend to do at times. So you said it was going in a direction you didn't like. What are the fundamental changes that you're making within your own program?
So like in the grind lifestyle frame, like this thing was built off just sweat, man. Like I was in the firehouse 3-4 days at a time, no sleep. Every waking moment that I could get my shit done in the morning, get my training done, get my workout in, and then whatever had to be done at the firehouse, I'd be in my room, shut the door, on sales calls, constantly. Get a call, go to a fire, go to whatever, drowning, come back, sorry, bro. And then get back on the call and just grind. I'd be getting up at 3 a.m. to go on calls on the East Coast for 5 hours before everybody woke up around 7 or 8 after running night calls. And then like I didn't sleep for like a year. And at home, it was like 20-hour days. So like there was a conversation I had to have with my family. Like, hey, if we're going to build this, we all have to be on the same page because what is going to be required is my life. And so we all have to understand that for the next year or two, like we got to be real strong because dad's going to be kind of like in build mode. And so, and that can be really hard on a family. Got to be real careful. And you got to keep your fitness together at the same time. Like otherwise that goes out the door. So I build this thing to this massive movement. I mean, the revenue in it was just getting stupid. I couldn't even believe it. It was like, we were hitting like 350,000 a month. And I was just like, what? This is crazy. And it got so big that like, I was feeling disconnected from the men and I didn't have the right soldiers in place to be able to coach. So I had like one or two, but for 700 guys and like really get into their lives. Like if we wanted to build a factory for fitness, okay, you could do that. Here's your workouts. Here's your plan. You have a 15-minute coaching call every 2 weeks. If you have any questions, we do a Zoom call a week for fitness and nutrition. But in reality, the fitness and nutrition is the gateway to what really matters. It's a tool. Fitness and nutrition is to build the weapon. Weaponize the man so he can go into life and be successful. And then what is successful? Well, like have a connected marriage, like be one with your wife, become an honest man, lead by example in your family, like have your kids feel connected to you and feel like they're enough and like their father loves them. And then making money. Like that's the other thing that people go, successful. But in reality, what is money? It's another tool. It's a weapon. It's a weapon to do good. And so like throughout this process of like growing really fast, like I had to figure out where my heart was when it came to cash, because cash is a really easy way to stroke your fucking ego. And I don't like that. I don't want that. When that ego starts to flare, man, and I want to use it, I'm like, get the fuck down. And so I was wrestling with that. And then I have this experience with God. And I was like, oh, I can give this to you. Like that was the most freeing experience, bro, to take this ego and just hand it to him and go, oh, you carry that now. I don't do any of this shit. I couldn't even breathe a breath without you. So I just handed it to him, and then I could just do what I do and give all the credit to him, and it just freed me, man. So now in that place, I'm like, well, what do I want to do? I want to be the mouthpiece of God to help men transform. So I want to channel whatever that thing was that made me start this in the beginning, in the moment, to say the right things, to guide guys in the right direction so that they can become that man for them and get on their path. Not my path for them, but their path for them to connect to God and find their purpose. And in order to do that, it requires some hands-on attention. It requires a certain level of conversation. And so I changed it. I changed it from a subscription model to a 90-day program into a 3-day event. So like when you come in, like this is boot camp, motherfuckers. It's time to go because we got 90 days. Don't waste this because I'm going to see you live. I'm going to look at your body. I'm going to look in your eyes and we're going to see what you did. Now, in reality, not everybody's going to do the work. And I still need them to come to the event because the event for the guys that don't do the work is going to be a springboard for them, potent springboard for them to finally get it. It takes guys a while to get it. So that was a complete different change. And I quadrupled my prices technically because now it's a 3-month program instead of a year. Guys will do work in the time allotted to them. So if I give them a year, they'll take a year to do it. If I give them 3 months, they'll take 3 months to do it. Especially when it's building up to an event. So it's like there's more pressure packed in to move. So I love that. Then that creates opportunities for me to create elevations and work long-term with people at different levels. You know, like a guy who has a business and is trying to scale it is in a very different world than a guy who's working a job. I've worked both. It's just a different mindset and it's a different outlook on life. And so I have places for all these people to go based upon what their goals are and their visions are. And we break it down and we play a game. So when they first come in, the game is very simple. It's only 3 points. It's body and soul. That's it. So they get their workouts as prescribed, macros within 10%. They do a journal entry called the stack every day, start to open their heart up a little bit. So really the point of that is like, I want a guy to be able to just be him. Fucking be authentic, bro. Stop hiding. Take the mask off. It's time. You're in your 40s, 50s now. Time to stop faking it and lying. Let's just be us. Like completely unapologetic us. All our fuck ups, all our wins, all our weaknesses, all our strengths. This is me. Love it or hate it. I don't care. So that's the freedom we're giving them through the stack. And then the craziest thing was when I had all these 700 guys and I'm like, hey, we're going to read the Bible every day. They're just like, Kyle's lost his mind, dude. He's lost his mind. I had a mass exodus of people. And they're like, do you believe the Bible now? I was like, I don't know. And they're like, what do you mean you don't know? I was like, it works. Like when I get guys reading the Bible, they start attaching spiritual meaning to what they're doing. And they're like, what do you mean you don't know? You don't believe it? I go, well, I don't know. I haven't read it much. I just know that it works. Guys kind of trip because like I talk like I have a lot of faith, but I'm not afraid to go to doubt. Like I'll have a conversation with somebody who's like, yeah, I don't believe that shit. I'm like, I get it.
See, I like that. I like that you're real and you keep talking the way that you talk instead of coming off of watching what you say, not cussing. Like I hate that. I hate knowing people that I grew up in church, and you see people out on a Friday night at the bar. Sunday morning, they're goody two shoes, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, what the hell?" Like you were out going home with so and so and fucking getting hammered, and now you're goody two shoes. Just be you. Be real.
Have you ever seen the
God loves you.
Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie The Simpsons?
Yeah.
So there's that scene when the apocalypse is coming and the church people run out screaming and they run over to the bar and the bar people run out screaming and they go to the church. It's just like
it's so true. I grew up Mormon, and it was just like you're just in this box and everyone shows up all, how are you, brother? Oh, fine. Like he just got done jerking off and snorting cocaine and they're like about to get a divorce. And he's like, things are great. Things are great. Business is good. He's like on the verge of bankruptcy. And it's just like, what if you could just come in and be like, I'm all fucked up. I don't know where I'm a mess. And the other guy's like, me too, bro. Like, and then some other guy's like, I just quit cocaine. Let me show you what I did. Like, I mean, like, where's that, bro? Like, that's what we do. It's like you come into our world. The culture is truth, motherfucker. Like, I don't care what it is. Guys tell me they're like, I'm so ashamed. I can't say it. I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, you're here. Like, we're all fucked up. And like,
you're here, and most people have done worse. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm like, he's like, I've been cheating on my wife for 10 years. I'm like, welcome to the club. Sex addict? Yeah. Well, you're in good company, my friend. Like, so now guess what we do? We just work on it. Now we play the game. We figure it out. Now you have some hell coming up out there. Here, you get to be you. We don't give a fuck. We love you. We accept you. We're going to do work. Then we're going to send you out to battle. And if you got to talk to your wife and shit, it's going to be brutal, but you have a whole brotherhood surrounding you. And I don't know, you're going to drop a grenade on your family. Your wife might stay. You're going to go through some shit. She might leave you, but you have to become an honest, authentic man. While he's getting up early, he's getting his workouts in, he's got his nutrition dialed. So now he's being this disciplined man. He's creating this man that can step into truth fearlessly and just be authentic. I don't care what a man does. Just stop hiding. Because if we stop hiding now, like we're working with truth, we can work on this shit. Like it's crazy, bro.
Shit, where do I sign up?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and here's the crazy part. I'll have 30 guys come to my event. I know every single one of them is lying about something. I know. So I already know because I assume. And I go, all right, today we're going to free ourselves. And so we kind of fuck our guys up a little bit physically, and I'll watch them and watch their emotional responses, like, because guys start to want to quit. And I'm like, oh, where's that happening in your marriage, big dog? You quit on your kids too when it gets hard? You go run to the video games? You go have some drinks just to take the edge off and get away? Run to apathy? Or do you sit in that shit? When your wife's yelling at you, do you have to get defensive and tell her all the shit you're doing good at so that you can hide your imperfections that you resent? Bro, we don't resent our imperfections here. We accept them, we embrace them, and then we play the game to work on them. That's it. And there's a freedom in that of being like, bro, you were put on this earth fucked up. Like, Nobody gave you the book. It's like, and then the other thing is like sexual stuff is rampant. We're dudes, dude. Somewhere on the spectrum, we're either checking chicks out at the gym, we're fantasizing about chicks, we're looking at porn, we're going to massage parlors, or we're getting hookers, and our wife doesn't know about it. That's somewhere on that spectrum. That's called a man's life. And the goal is to work our way down to the point where we don't even look, you know? And it's not about what you do, it's about what you hide. We don't hide anymore. We can't connect to people if we hide. We lie, there's no connection, there's no intimacy. And that works with brothers, friends, wife, business partners. Like, can I trust you is the question everybody asks in their mind. And physically helps when you show up physically and you have a disciplined body. It's like, this guy seems like he maybe does what he says he's going to do. But there's deeper layers to that. And so what we're doing is we're unveiling your true self. Your true self's a successful motherfucker. You find that authentic guy, you're a magnet for success. Like, people come from all over to be like, what do you have? Like, what is that fire in your eyes? I want that. What is that? Give me that, please. And you go, well, let me show you. And usually you start them off with like, what time you get up in the morning? What are you eating like? What are your addictions? Where are you fucked up? All right, cool. So that's what we start with. Let's start with the basics. We'll deal with this later, but let's work on these basics. Get the basics dialed in, and we start delving into other shit. You know? And it turns into a fun game of light and dark. Because it's not all going to be light. It's not all going to be light. Most men, they need a buddy to go, hey, let's go deep in your heart, find the darkest pits. And I'm going to come in there with you. We're going to sit in there for a while. And I ain't going to judge you. I'm just going to be there with you. And then we're going to see where you want to go. And we're going to make a plan. Bro, this shit, there's nothing better than this. And nothing heavier. It's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm very, very intrigued by your entire being, honestly.
It's a different outlook. It's refreshing. And it's transparent. That's what's so great about it, is it's,
that's what's missing in contemporary society is transparency.
You got it, bro. And so we don't connect with each other unless we are real. And real is dark.
So if anybody wanted to learn more, where would they go to do so?
Instagram is a good spot at Superhuman Father. We started a YouTube channel, which has got some just crazy shit with my family. You can see how actually insane I really am. And so we've been doing like weekly vlogs. I've been having guys come to the house. Like, we have one where I normally get up at 2:45 in the morning, and not every day, but most days. And I had them come in when my alarm went off, and they just filmed like my morning routine. I was almost embarrassed to put it out, dude, because I'm so fucking weird. Like, I'll go outside and I get up, I take a picture in the mirror. If you look at my Instagram for like 3 years, every morning, picture in the mirror, my accountability picture. I go downstairs, I put on some like meditation Christian music, and I go outside, put my feet on the same 2 tiles, and I look out over my view, and I raise my arms, and I just wait to feel God's presence. I try to get to the point where I give a shit, so that like I feel the pain of my men, so that I'll care today. Because sometimes I wake up and I just don't give a shit. And I'm like, that's not going to work today. So like I find that, then I'll come in, I'll do my Instagram reels and posts for the day. And then I'll just, I'll do my stack for like an hour, get my head right. Then I wake up my boys, go to the gym, and then it's off to the races. But yep, YouTube, Superhuman Fathers, at Superhuman Fathers on Instagram, or you can go to superhumanfathers.com to book an appointment.
What do you think, Scott? You gonna go check it out?
I'm 100% going to go check it out. I feel like I can use some accountability. I'm in.
Yeah, it's I don't know, bro. It's magic. Like, you come to the event, I don't know what happens, but I just surrender. I go, I'm gonna say what you need me to say. I'm gonna do what you need me to do. And some guy, like, we've had some throwdown fights. Like, guys, like one of our videos, one guy's got me on the ground, punching me on the ground. Luckily, he's a skinny fucker, and had no punch behind his arm. But I had another guy that's a wrestler, big, thick neck, and I was just yelling in his face. He'd been a sex addict his whole life. He cheated on his wife the night of their marriage.
The night of their marriage?
Yeah. So I was,
Wow.
yeah. Got a hooker the day they got married, and chewing on this motherfucker hard. He's chewing on him, and he's looking down at my legs. I was like, dude, this motherfucker double legs me. I am fucked. Looking at my brother, I'm like, bro, because I'm standing there like this. I'm not defensive at all. I'm just right here in his face. I'm like, this fucker, if he double legs me and elbows me in the face, I'm gonna have a broken cheekbone. I'm gonna get up all fucked up and like, still yelling. But that guy told his wife everything. 2 months later, he told his wife. They went through their thing. They're bonded like they've never been bonded before. That guy resisted God so much. Now he's just like, he's become the truth teller preacher, man. He's completely shifted. He went from Saul to Paul through his process. That's the shit that lights me up, man. Watch
Yeah,
it.
that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Very cool, man. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to that time. We do short episodes here. Man, I'd like to get you on for a part 2, dude. You are super entertaining and super brilliant. What do you think about doing a part 2 on this thing sometime in your future?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we got to jump into family stuff, and like I think a lot of what you do with your family is like, you know, being a present dad and just the way you raise your kids and treat your wife. There's a whole different ballgame there than that dudes need to see and know. And definitely check out his Instagram for sure, because you see a lot of that there.
That's what I'm going to do as soon as we're done here. I'm going straight over there.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first. Part 2 coming soon. As soon as we get done, we'll see if we can't find a date, because I'd like to launch, you know, this could be 2 weeks worth of a back-to-back, and I'd definitely like to do it.
Yeah.
All right. For Kyle, for Nick Martin, I'm Jesse Dugas. That is Scott Bartlett. Next time, if you haven't done so already, go hit that like and subscribe button across all the platforms. Keep grinding. Thanks, guys.
Peace.